What's going on, YouTube? Today we're going to talk about change. I've had some events in the past week that are going to bring about big changes for me. We will talk more about that right after this. About the middle of last week, I got a phone call from a company I had put in with, oh, it's been probably 5-6 months ago now, and got asked to come in for an interview. They got me in the following day for the interview, and I ended up being offered the job. Now, let me say this. Where I was at, I was comfortable for the most part. I'm not going to say I was extremely happy, but I was comfortable. So, you know, there was a couple of companies that I had applied with, but that's about as far as I got. You know, it was one of those that I wanted to go, you know, if something better came along, but I wasn't going to just settle for anything. These were two companies that I had really researched, wanted to go with, talked to people, and thought it would be a good fit for me. One of them fell through, and then what felt like out of the blue, this company called me. Well, I accepted the position, and I turned in my resignation. I've got one more week of working with the company that I'm currently with, and then I will turn in my truck and start with the new company. But what I wanted to talk about today was just change overall. You know, a lot of people embrace it. You know, they can't wait to get to the new and best. Some people are hesitant. I'd like to think I'm in that category. You know, they want to change, and if something better comes along, they're going to really think about it, measure it out, and make sure that's what they want to do. Then there are those people that really don't want to change. They're almost act like they're afraid of it. They'll stick out in a bad situation just where they won't have to face anything new. I have been in that situation. Even though I kind of, you know, only looking at a couple and wanting to improve, technically I guess you could still say I was in that situation. I was afraid to make the leap unless it was something I was really secure in. It ain't nothing wrong with that. To each his own. I'm not trying to say one is better than the other. It all depends on your personality and how you feel about the situations. Me personally, and I will preference this as to saying this is my opinion and how I feel about my personal situation. Well, I'm not going to say I like change. I accept change, or I try to accept change. I guess we could put it like that. I wanted something different than what I was doing. I was comfortable with what I was doing. Like I said, I'm not going to say I was extremely happy. I enjoyed the job. It's the junk that always comes with the job, any job, that you have to decide whether you can deal with or not. I definitely was ready for something different, whether that was me changing my job or whatever. I personally feel if you are in a situation and you find yourself where you can improve, or you feel you can improve, you definitely need to take the leap. You don't need to leave yourself in a situation of being unhappy. Life is too short for that. Now, granted, I'm also going to say you don't need to leap at every opportunity that comes your way. Once again, these are my opinions. This is how I perceive things. I can't jump at every opportunity because I have family to deal with and to think about. Both my immediate family, wife and kid, and also my parents, my wife's parents. So that's always been something that I have thought about. My well-being. And what I mean by that is, am I going to be working myself in the ground for just something a little better? I learned a long time ago that there is a lot more to life than money. Now, I will say this, it's hard to make it in life without it, but I'm not saying it's impossible, and I'm not saying it's the main thing. It definitely is not the main thing. I once worked a job for 3 months straight. I was pretty much 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. Made great money. Now granted, this was 20 plus years ago. So, but I learned then there's more to life than just money. I'll try to be one that will take an opportunity and look at it and mull over all the possibilities before I pull the trigger on anything. Now, I will say I have not always been that way. In my younger days, I was impulsive, but you know, now I've learned there's time for everything. There is time to be impulsive, and there is time to be calculating. A majority of the time, I'm trying to be calculating. Even when I try to be impulsive, most of the time I've already figured out the best route, or what I feel is the best route. And that's what everybody has to do. You know, everyone has to decide what is best for the way they want to live their life. If you're truly indecisive about it, just talking to someone helps. All I'm saying is change happens. You know, if you see an opportunity and you're unhappy, see if you think it's the right one for you. If it is, go for it. That's all I can say. If you're uncomfortable with that, stay where you're at. I used to have a boss that would always ask, what is the definition of insanity? He would say it's doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. And for a big thing, that's true. And it goes a lot with what I'm talking about now. If you go through the same situation every day and you're not happy and you're constantly thinking it's going to get better, as long as you keep doing what you're doing, it is possible. I'm not saying it's not, but more than likely you're going to have to do something. Now, that might be changing jobs, that might be ending a relationship, that might be going back to school. I mean, it's whatever you feel you need to do to improve the situation. Sometimes all you can do is leave. You know, you're not in the position to make the changes that you feel would make you happy. So that's what you have to do. I know this has kind of been a short video and I just kind of rambled a little bit. If you got something out of this video or not, just enjoyed the pretty scenery, then hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll continue bringing you videos every week. Until the next video, y'all be safe.